We are live.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Did we put the on the?
No, I had to unblock this.
Oh, okay.
Can someone go outside and check the YouTube? Make sure it sounds clear.
Yeah.
And looks
Hey,
clear.
Shalom Israel. Welcome back to Wednesday night class. Salaki, we just have a little technical enhancement that we're adding we're adding a better camera. Hopefully, it'll stop the camera from blacking out and also the sound being distorted. So we just made some modifications on the camera. So work with us for a second. Be patient. We'll be right. No, that's
yeah, no, that's
switch it
right.
up. Okay. So we'll be right with you. Good to see everybody online. Good to see everybody in class. Welcome back to Wednesday night class. And we want to continue where we started last Wednesday. World War III, the domestic struggles continue. We didn't finish, but we kind of want to finish this topic before we move on to another point that emphasizes and accentuates this particular topic. But as at least we're going to try to get through this particular point and close out the point of how important it is. I think it's Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Somebody get that for me real quick. Good. Shalom Israel online. Shalom everybody online. Yes, the picture is brighter and nice as well. All right, the water. That's good news. That's good news. That's good news. Hopefully we don't show our age over here too much. Y'all can see
hit by 29,
wrinkles and imperfections and wear and tear.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so
Is this one or not?
is it good? Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and get started. It's good to see everybody. I know last week we talked about. Give me that scripture in Ephesians. I believe it's the one I'm looking for. Ephesians 4:29. Read that.
About corruption?
Yes. Come.
Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
I know last week we went on heavy about not allowing corrupt communication to come out of our mouths. And what we learned last week was that we really didn't know how to communicate with each other too well, whether that be speaking or whether that be listening. Specifically on listening to people, because we had our own mentalities. Let's just recap. He says, let no corrupt communication come out of their mouth. Read on.
But that which is good to the use of edifying.
Last week we talked about swinging swords with the tongue, and tearing people down. People that are tear down specialists that know how to use their tongue, use their words to rip people apart. And that's not appropriate. So versus tearing somebody down with words, what we should be doing, read on.
God says that it may minister grace unto the hearers.
It says that we know how to minister grace to the hearers. So that, and we understood last week that grace was kindness. We're going to get back into that. So let's just recap really quickly. Let that go. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 36, verse 18. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 36, verse 18. We're going to do a quick recap, and then we'll move on. Ecclesiastes 36 and 18.
God. Ecclesiastes chapter 36, verse 18 reads,
Read that.
The belly devoureth all meats.
So what we talked about last week was that the belly has the ability to devour all meats. Read on.
Yet is one meat better than another.
But we talked about last week how not all meats are the same. Not all meats are the same because not all people are the same. Not all man is the same. Not all woman is the same. People are not all the same. He says, but just like the belly can devour, but there's something that's supposed to give us a distinction of this, of what's different. Read on. Verse 19.
Come, as the palate tasteth divers kinds of venison.
So it says, Shalom Shakwat, and it says, as the palate does what?
Tasteth divers kinds of venison.
It says, so the palate has the ability to distinguish. Now, last week we talked about the palate having the capability to taste sweet, sour, bitter, umami, which is succulent or like savory, and one more. It was 5.
Bitter?
It's sweet, sour, bitter, savory, and salty.
Yeah.
So the palate has those distinctions, but also people have these distinctions. People are also sweet. They come in sweet flavors. They come in sour. They come in bitter. They come in savory or saucy. But in order to do this, you gotta do something. He says, verse 19.
As the palate tasteth diverse kinds of venison, so doeth in heart of understanding false speeches.
So just like the palate can distinguish, it's made to distinguish and decipher flavors. You're supposed to have a mind frame that also can distinguish people. Not everybody's the same. Not everybody's thrown in the same bucket. Not all people are sweet. Not all people are salty. Not all people are bitter. But we're supposed to be able to use discretion to decipher and distinguish those differences. Go to Job 34, next man at verse 3.
Job chapter 34, verse 3. It says, for the...
You know what, let's use verse 4. Use verse 4 first, then we'll come back to 3.
Job 34, verse 4. It says, let us choose to judge us, to choose us, Slakia.
Read it again.
Job 34, verse 4. Let us choose to us judgment.
It says what we're supposed to be choosing is what?
Judgment.
So what we're supposed to be choosing is not looking at everybody the same and not treating everybody the same. It says what we should be choosing is judgment. So we shouldn't be just grouping everybody together and saying all men are dogs, all women are untrustworthy. You know, we can't group people together like this. He says, but we're supposed to be using judgment when we look at people, determine people, distinguish people. Now read verse 3.
Job 34, verse 3. For the ear trieth words.
And the way that you don't treat everybody the same is that you got to become a what?
Listener.
You got to become a good listener. You got to be able to be a good listener to understand people and to treat people accordingly. That means you have to be a masterful listener in order to understand what you're dealing with in people. How can you choose judgment if you don't know how to look at people and don't know how to treat people because you never listen long enough to understand them, to understand where they're coming from? You know, so it takes a good ear in order to determine people, like the tongue needs to be skillful when it comes to tasting food, tasting meats. I don't know if anybody been to Brazilian steakhouse, but one thing about the Brazilian steakhouse is that they bring all kind of meats out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they bring all kind of meats, and they keep it coming too. It's all you can eat, and they bring meat on a skewer.
Yeah.
And it's so much meat, you can't even keep up. You know, they just keep bringing it out, and if they got a little green card. If you keep the card flipped to green, they just gonna keep on coming out,
dropping the
just
meats, huh?
dropping meats on you. You know, this is filet mignon, this is ribeye, this is porterhouse, this is chuck roast, this is round, this is leg of lamb, this is a rack of lamb, this is lamb roast. They just keep slicing the meat. You got to flip the card to red to make them stop. But if not, they just gonna keep bringing it out. But we can pretend like we know high quality meats, but we know hamburger meat.
A meat glue.
You know hamburger meat very well, man. You know,
You haven't had real
hamburger
wild-
helper.
Yeah.
You know, but that we're supposed to have an ability to be able to distinguish just better quality meats, just like we're supposed to be able to determine who's worthy of, trust, who's worthy of commitment, who's worthy of faith. You know, so or who to get away from. You only know this by being a good listener. You only know people by listening. Read that verse 3 one time, Yoab.
Job 34, verse 3. For the ear trieth words, as the mouth tasteth meat.
So that's supposed to be that element to determine what's good and what's bad. Now let's go back to the previous reader, verse 20. Who had Ecclesiastes? No, maybe nobody had it yet. Ecclesiastes 36 and 20. Or maybe somebody did have it. Yeah, that was Matthew, right?
No, I'm all I got you.
Oh, my wallet.
Ecclesiastes 36 and 20. A froward heart causes heaviness.
It says, so a froward heart causes heaviness. We read last week about a froward heart is a heart that's unyielding, a heart that's unyielding, a heart that's disagreeable or will not comply. So if I got a mind frame where I don't want to yield to you and let you speak, how will I ever know you? How would I ever get to know somebody if I never yield to this person, yield my ear, and listen to this person, So I can be in compliance with this person. I'll never be agreeable with the person if I never listen to a person. I never know what to agree upon, or where we vary at, or where the differences are, the distinctions are. I'll never know. Yes, sir.
He was also talking about getting acquainted.
Yes, but that being acquainted with the people comes by sheer way of listening, being a good listener, right? Verse 21.
Verse 21. A woman will receive every man, yet is one daughter better than another.
But just like all men are not the same, we also find out what? All women aren't the same either. When women come in sweet, salty, bitter, sour, they come in saucy, they come in different flavors too, just like men do. So it says, but there's a quality of women that makes them different. Jump down to verse 23.
Con, if there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue.
It says that what makes a woman special, or makes a woman stand out, or what makes a woman better than other women, because not all women are the same. So, you know, what qualities that the Bible is looking for to determine character is by her possessing three things. And these three things are in one location. What are they one more time?
If there be kindness.
It says number one is what?
Kindness.
It says number one is kindness. What else?
Meekness.
Meekness. What else?
And comfort.
So these three qualities have to exist, but in one location. What's the location? Read on.
In her tongue.
Where is it at?
In her tongue.
So what makes a woman more beautiful, what makes a woman of better quality and caliber, is one that has these three qualities, and they all are found in her mouth. They all are found in her tongue, in her speech. It says her kindness, her meekness, and her comfort. It said if she can possess these three things, she's a standout woman. She's exceptional, and she stands out far above other women. Otherwise, it really, they're in that pool of, what they call it, scorned women. I'm scorned, or I'm coming with all this luggage, or I got this baggage, or I'm heart scarred and heartbroken, bitter. But if I don't know how to fix what's in my mouth, what's in my tongue, and know how to learn how to talk to people, then I am not different as a woman, better than any other woman. But we understand the qualities and character that separates women is in how women talk to people. That most definitely separates women from one another. Like black and white, like hot and cold. It's in the speech. So what verse you on?
23.
Yeah, it says, read it again.
Con, Ecclesiastes 36 and 23. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue.
So stop. Last week we talked about one form of kindness was grace, right? Get that definition. Grace.
Fine. Grace, 1828 Webster Dictionary. It says, favor,
Goodwill.
Favor, goodwill. What else?
Kindness.
So what we understand that kindness is grace and grace is kindness. Read on.
It says, disposition to oblige another.
Stop. We also found out when a woman does possess grace or kindness in her tongue, she has a natural disposition or state of mind to oblige another. Now these are old-fashioned words, so let's get the definition of oblige so we understand what that means.
Oblige. It says, to constrain by necessity.
It says to constrain by necessity.
To compel by physical force.
Go ahead.
An admiral may be obliged to surrender his ships.
Give me the third definition.
Third definition. To bind or constrain by moral force.
Go ahead.
We are obliged to believe positive and unsuspected testimony.
So when there's a testimony or something that's unsuspecting, does she assume the worst of a person?
No.
Does she automatically classify you as guilty?
No.
If this woman can oblige, she has the capability to oblige another. That oblige meaning she restrains herself from just looking at you as guilty in a questionable scenario where you could be found or called guilty because the facts aren't all there.
I'm not quick to assume the worst.
Right.
in the situation.
in the situation. But that's somebody that can oblige another. Meaning they can look at you and say, man, there's some good in here. You know, I'm not just going to assume that this person is guilty, this person is wrong, or this person does things on purpose. I'm not assuming the worst from people. That's the disposition of mine, is that because you got a phone call and it was a strange number, and I picked up your phone, that, you got these tricks calling. Or what tramp is calling you now?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if y'all seen that little YouTube where skit, little short, where the dude's putting cologne on, and his woman say, "Who you trying? Which one of these tricks you trying to look good for now?
Oh, my.
Who you trying to smell good for?"
Yeah.
And then he getting dressed. Who you trying to pick up? What date you trying to go on with these tricks? Everything he did was like,
Who you brushing the teeth for?
yeah, who you doing this for? Why you doing this for these tricks? And then he get in the car, and she says, you know, who you trying to go pick up? And then he finally says, woman, be strong. he said, be strong. I need you to be strong. He said, be strong. Everything ain't about a trick. But trick is just a cleaner word for what they were using. Everything's not about a trick. But it's the assumptions of everything he was doing was to impress somebody else. It was the wrong assumptions. Everything he did was about assuming the worst. You're doing this for somebody else. You're doing this because you're trying to pick somebody up. You're trying to take somebody out. You're doing this for this reason. It's the assumptions, but that's what made the short so accurate. Is some people live that, and they live it all the time. They live with people that suspect the worst from them, and they don't give them the benefit of the doubt.
Or any credit for the positive works.
Right. It's always you're guilty, or why are you doing this? And I'm sure that the purpose of why you're doing it is for no good reasons.
Guilty till proven innocent.
Yeah, it's the other way around, right? So that's something that that a woman that has grace, that's not what she does. She has the capacity to oblige another, meaning she can automatically look at the situation, even if it's undetermined to be true or false, and say, you know what, I'm going to believe in the positivity of the situation, even if it's unclear. I'm going to believe that there's positive here, and this person means well. So having that ability to oblige another is very critical to what grace is about. Now give me the third definition of grace.
God. Third definition of grace. It says favorable influence of the Most High.
Now, a woman has to be influenced by who?
The Most High.
If she's going to possess grace, a woman has to be influenced by divine inspiration. How do we know this is true? Jump over to give me Ecclesiastes 37 and 21. Next, brother.
Okay.
How do we know that if a woman's going to have grace, she needs to be influenced? That kind of kindness that we're talking about, that disposition to oblige another. How do we know it has to come from the Most High? Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 21.
God, Ecclesiastes 37 and 21. For grace is not given him from the Lord.
It says grace has to be given to you from who?
From the Lord.
So if grace is not given to you from the Lord, you don't have it. You don't possess it. That's a positive spirit to have. That's a spiritual virtue. To be able to be kind, to be able to have grace, to possess grace. That's why it's so important that woman or person have a divine influence of the Most High. Because that's a spirit from the Lord. That's a blessing from the Most High if you got a person that has grace in their tongue. Because people don't come like that. People do not come out of the world with grace in their tongue. At all. Male and female.
Mm-hmm.
So read that definition one more time, Karai, that last one. Favorable influence.
Grace, 1828, Webster Dictionary. Point number 3. Favorable influence of the Most High.
Go ahead.
Divine influence.
It says divine influence. That's the right type of spiritual influence for a woman to have that can possess kindness in her speech. The automatic assumption that you mean well, not evil. That you mean good, not wrong. not guilt. That's a favorable influence from the Most High, and that has to come from the Most High. Back to
This is spirit the Most High places on someone.
yes, absolutely. That's a spirit that can be influenced. That's the benefit of having the Bible in your life, and applying the word of the Most High is that you pick up skills in speech that you never possessed before. Giving people the benefit of the doubt, learning how to look at every scenario positively. That comes from the spirit of the Most High, which has come from the scriptures. That don't come from the world, man. The world tell you trust no one. The world tell you don't believe nobody. Don't be a sucker. Don't be a fool. Don't let anybody pull the wool over your eyes. You know, don't let anybody trick you, run game on you. The world tell you protect yourself at all costs. Trust yourself. Don't trust no one. That's what the world teaches you. The world doesn't teach you to just automatically give people kindness. If you're kind, you get stepped on. You get ran over when you're too kind with people. Nice guys finish last. You know, that's what the world says. Give me Ecclesiastes 26 and 13.
God. Ecclesiastes chapter 26. Going back.
Yep.
26 and 13.
Read that. Somebody else get it.
Ecclesiastes 26 and 13.
Read that.
The grace of a wife delighteth her husband.
It says the grace of a wife does what?
Delighteth her husband.
It says it delight.
That grace, but we've already read grace thinking that's like this. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
We're all thinking about the grace as far as just style, fashion, that Claire Huxtable type presentation. But and she was graceful. She was very graceful. But this is a spiritual grace. This is the ability to not inflate or inflame questionable scenarios.
God.
Right?
God. That not make matters worse because I think the worst of a person. I know how to have a thought and convert that thought to positive and give somebody the benefit of the doubt. This person didn't mean this. This person didn't mean no harm. This person didn't have an evil. It's not my evil outlook and suspicion. It's the fact that I can extend kindness because I think the right way towards people. I don't just automatically group people as all evil and negative.
Is it connected to a sense of being gentle?
It is gentle. One of the definitions of grace is kindness, and also gentleness. One of the definitions of kindness is gentleness. It's how gentle a person is. That means I don't terrorize you for everything that looks wrong. I'm not attacking you for everything that looks wrong. I know how to be gentle towards you. Gentle is that capacity. I always say it like, it's how a grandmother talks to a child, a grandchild. Come on, big baby. Come here, big old baby. What's wrong? Come on to grandma. Grandma got you. Come on. Come on, let's get some cookies.
That's
Come
a
on,
good
man.
example by
Come on, let's
gentle
go get you cookies.
comforting.
Let grandma make you some cookies. You want some cookies? You some milk? Yes, grandma. Grandma. Grandma gonna make you feel good. Don't worry about it, baby. Don't worry about the mean old people. Don't let nobody do you that. Come to grandma. You have any trouble, you come to see grandma.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind, gentle voice that people need to hear sometimes. Not every woman possesses that ability. They need to be taking notes from grandma or grandmas, great grandmas.
Yeah.
that know how to just say the right thing to take away the pain. They have the right words to alter the situation and comfort you. They know what you need to hear to make you feel better. Not to kick you while you're down. Not to step on you with words, because they see that, okay, here's a good opportunity for me to catch you slipping. So since I caught you slipping, I'm going to take full advantage of this opportunity and crush you and make you feel bad. I'm going to make you feel it with my words. I'm going to demoralize you with my words. So grandmas or kind women don't do that. Not all grandmas are good at it either. Let me take that back. Nowadays, not these modern day grandmas.
Different time period.
They're different time frame. Talk about the old grandmas. You know, The ones who feet was always swollen. No, just that's just yeah, inflammation.
They the old diet too, the old pork diet.
Yeah.
They know no better.
It had the sugars.
Yeah. The spirit was right. That was wrong.
Yeah.
The spirit was right.
Yeah. So that grace, it says, verse 13. One more time.
Ecclesiasticus 26 and 13. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband.
It says it delighted her husband. But this is a very, very important definition. Get this definition of delighted. Because there's something that she knows how to do when a woman possesses grace that stands out and makes her value better than other women. Let's get that definition of delighted.
So this, the Most High has a value system for women also.
Oh, very much so. Values, what quantifies their worth. How do you know whether they should be esteemed or not, or be the example or not? Male and female. That the definition of delighted.
It says delighting
Delighted.
or delighted. Delighted. It says greatly pleased, rejoiced, followed by with.
It says if a woman knows how to talk right and speak right, it says, especially if she's married or in a relationship, it says she has the ability with her words, with her tongue. Read that definition again.
Greatly pleased.
It says a woman, just by talking to a man, can greatly please a man if she knows how to speak well. If she possesses these virtues that must be that the Bible calls divine influence. She's divinely influenced by the Most High. She knows exactly what to say, when to say it, how to say it, and get the best response out of a man. It says she knows how to do what?
It says greatly pleased, rejoiced, followed by with. That's all right there on delight.
You don't have anything else for delight?
Well, I got delight, yeah.
Get delight then.
A high degree of pleasure.
It says so a woman with words can give a man a high degree of what?
Pleasure.
It's not an average pleasure. And it is a pleasure. Most women think that if I, in the bedroom, as long as I do my duties there, I'm doing my job. Eventually that gets old. That gets old. And that's you can do that before an argument, and you can do that after an argument. But what's still present? The argument.
That dry, stale
Yeah.
disconnection because of inability to speak to someone. So I really can't rebuild the union.
No.
The union can be practiced, but it can't really be outside that bedroom. It can't really be enjoyed.
When we find out that level of what the world has instituted in some women's mind, it's if I'm good at that, or even some men, if I'm good at that, that's all I need to be good at. And they got the wrong notion, because what people think is a high degree of pleasure, they don't understand what a high degree of pleasure is. That degree of pleasure isn't long standing. Read on.
Alright. It says a high degree of pleasure or satisfaction of mind.
It says, but real satisfaction is not of the flesh. Real satisfaction is where?
Mind.
In the mind. See, a woman could cook good, so supposedly be in the bed good, sew good, work hard, hold down a job, but that doesn't mean she knows how to satisfy his what? His mind. Yes, sir.
Mental stimulation.
Right, mental stimulation. But people disqualify that. It's not that important to them. So people they don't see the value in what it means to give somebody this mental satisfaction, because they don't know what it takes. They've never been groomed to give mental satisfaction.
Yeah, you and a war going to a topic dealing with the Greeks, and they had different classifications of women in the ancient Greek times, and they had the women that used to watch the philosophers philosophize. In that time period, the idle philosophy, and they would have, what's the word for it? Atari?
Heterai.
Heterai. They had the heterai, which is another term for call girl. All right. The heterai, those women would study the philosophers, and they would engage and listen to the different types of philosophies so they can have intellectual conversation with their high value or high quality clientele. That stimulation is not what we're talking about. That's intellectual stimulation. We're talking about a spiritual stimulation. Intellectual and spiritual aren't the same. Intellect is just information. Spirit is, you know what, this right here fulfills a missing element that is rare, that you can feel this person cares.
This person brings a peace not in the world.
I can feel your peace. I can feel that you care. I feel love. That's spiritual stimulation.
Yeah.
Intellectual stimulation, we can talk about different qualities of 90s hip hop. We can talk about travels, vacation. We can talk about different forms of education. That's just good conversationalists. We're not talking about being good conversationalists. We're talking about someone enjoying being around this person. I enjoy this person's presence.
Well,
is that what we're saying?
We're talking about something that is permanent, because all those things are temporary.
Okay.
Because you could have a good conversation with a person, and conversation is great. But as soon as that person does something that you don't like, how do you look at this person? You don't really know people until you really spend time with them. And then when you spend time with them, you start to see what? The ugly side of people.
Yeah.
So how do you respond? Because everybody's going to have the costume on when they introduce themselves to people. Everybody's going to show their good side. I want you to see me from this side. This is my good side. But what about when they see your ugly side? What about when they see the side of you that's not so promising? That doesn't match up to the words? How do they still look at you? See, a woman with grace, she knows how to look at you, not assume the worst, and then still look at you whether you're good or bad, but still treat you one way. It's in her to treat you a certain way. So it doesn't matter. It's not conditional. It's not situational. And we're just going to prove that. Read that one more time.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 13. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband.
Stop. Get that definition one more time, Karai.
Delight, a high degree of pleasure or satisfaction of mind.
Go ahead.
Joy.
It says joy, but not the joy that Blackstreet sing about. She's giving me joy, joy, joy. That girl keeps bringing me joy. That's not the joy he's talking about.
Different joy.
Different joy. Read on.
It says to affect with great pleasure.
Go ahead.
To please highly.
Go ahead.
To give or afford high satisfaction or joy.
Read.
As a beautiful landscape delights the eye.
Keep reading.
Harmony delights the ear.
It says harmony delights what?
The ear.
What does she know how to do? Harmony delights the what?
The ear.
What does she know how to do? No. What's harmony?
Harmony is peace.
Say it again. Harmony is rhythm. Right.
Not discordant. There's something called discordant. It's when they're around or a person's present there, and y'all are two opposite spirits. Yeah. Where everything we say we're saying the same thing, but we just turns to
everything turns to a conflict. Right.
That's discordant.
Right.
We're not on the same page. We're not harmonic.
Right.
But a harmony, it flows together.
Yeah, because they know how to come on the same page and be at one. They know how to comply with each other. They know how to agree together. Yes, sir.
They know how to adapt to you.
Right. They can adapt to you, but they know how to harmonize with you. They know how to be on the same scale, the same page.
Yeah.
They know how to function together. So it's not a this person gives me joy because they make me feel good. It's not necessarily they make me feel good. We know how to be compatible. We're on the same page. We can harmonize. Does this person agree with me when we talk to each other?
Spiritually
it says, damn, this person agrees with me. They're adding on to what I'm saying. They're commending the conversation. And then I can understand them. They can understand me. Now we can go further. We can add on. We can build. Now we're building on top of this conversation. Yes, sir.
Versus a guitar solo.
Yes.
Making it all about one instrument.
One instrument. Versus these other instruments all saying the same thing. So it says, but that delights the what? Harmony delights the ear. Also, yes, sir.
I was gonna say there was a point that we made a long time ago. He talked about the percussion, right? You got the piano, you got the guitar, you got the cymbals, you got the hi hats. All of those sound wonderful when they all agree with each other. That was just a point that we had a long time ago. That's another point.
Yeah. So he's showing how the harmony is what can I harmonize with a person? Can I be in sync with a person? When you're in sync with your partner, man, the sky's the limit. You're unstoppable. But when you're at each other's necks, because we don't see eye to eye, we disagree constantly. We're never on the same page. You prefer this, I prefer that. Before you know it, you be sleeping in separate rooms.
Yeah.
Be in separate rooms, be in separate locations. Yeah. Because you can't harmonize. You're not in sync with each other. Because the minds are at variance. So what brings a high degree of satisfaction is when two parties can agree. The Most High said that in Ecclesiastes 25:1. Read that, and then give me that definition after that, where he says it's a more permanent. Get that Ecclesiastes 25:1.
Ecclesiasticus 25, verse 1. In three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful before the Most High and men.
He said these things are beautiful in front of the Most High. The Most High classifies this as beautiful, and when men see it, it's a beautiful thing too. What is it?
The unity of brethren.
The Most High said this is beautiful when brethren are together in what?
Unity.
They're in the same mind. They're in the same mind. So that's wonderful. That's beautiful. That's highly attractive to the Most High and the men. When you see even a sports team that could play together. When you look at New Edition was at its best when they was what? Together. Bobby Brown went off on his own. They was making some great music. But they do what? What happens? They separate. They're not the same. When you look at groups, you look at sports, you look at teams, you look at everything, it works better when everybody's on the same page. And the Most High calls that beautiful. It's attractive to the Father. What else?
The love of neighbor.
It said when neighbors know how to look out for each other, they know how to look out for each other and watch each other's back and keep an eye on each other's kids and make sure that everybody is functioning properly. That's a beautiful thing when a community can function together in harmony. All the children nobody gets away with nothing. Because when you get snitched on from down the street, you get whooped from your next door neighbor, and people are looking out for each other. It's a community. When they can harmonize together, that's a beautiful thing. What else?
A man and a wife that agree together.
Because most of the time, what do you find in a relationship?
Disagree.
You find disagreement. You find debates, struggle, strife, back and forth. Well, you said this and I said that. Well, that's not what I meant. Most of the time, you don't find harmony in relationships. And that's why it says when you do see it, it's attractive to the Most High when a man and a woman agree. That's why that grace is also that ability to she provides satisfaction through her ability in her words. They're in agreement with you. She's listening. She understands you. She compliments you. She adds to you because she understands. She knows how to get in sync with you. Now two become one. They become twice as strong. That definition, Kariah?
Delight. It says, delight is a more permanent pleasure than joy.
So she knows how to bring you a high degree of satisfaction and joy, but which one is better? Delight is better than joy. Because joy is temporary. Anybody can make you feel good for the moment. But can somebody make you feel good over time?
Wow.
Because that's where delight and joy are separate.
So a person's responsible in that union is there's a person that has the responsibility to make someone feel like that person feeling good is a part of the other person's responsibility. Is that technically the truth?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we say, oh man, you're responsible for your own happiness. But the Most High is requiring his counterpart speech to be pleasant enough to keep that person joy extended.
Exactly. But joy extended is delight. Delight is the joy is just temporary. Joy is for a moment. You know, you did something, you made me smile. Okay,
Uh.
good. That doesn't mean you delighted me. You brought me delight over time. Delighting somebody is when you can make this person, and you can instill confidence. You can uplift this person and encourage this person and change their life for the better over a significant period of time, not just for a moment, not just for a quick fix. Joy is a quick fix,
It's like
but
that.
people try to hang their hat on the fact that, well, I did this for you and you liked it. Okay, you brought me joy, but you don't agree with me in conversation. Which one's better to have?
Long lasting.
The long-lasting one. Somebody had their hand up? Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. We get suckered by joy every day.
Yeah.
That initial attraction. Make
Yeah.
me laugh, caught my interest. Suckered by joy.
That too, yeah.
But who can talk with you in a way to let you know that I'm in agreement with you, that we're on the same page? Who can have those type of that type of conversation where we're harmonized, we're on the same page? And now, a lot of times it's a struggle to get your point across.
Yeah.
Most of the time, that's what people are doing. They're struggling and fighting.
To competition.
It's almost a competition. Whose point makes the most sense?
Matters the most in the house. Yeah.
And why should I follow your way of thinking versus the way I think? So I don't really see the wisdom in what you're doing, especially if you've had 1 or 2 failures under your belt. You've had 1 or 2 failures under your belt. I don't really see how we're going to work this out your way. Because last time we did it your way, we know the results. We know what happened when we did it your way. So I think it's better to do it my way. Most of the time in a relationship, that's what the meat of the conversation is about. It's a struggle of whose way is preeminent and dominant and should be followed, and who possesses the greatest angle or best approach to a situation or methodology. I think my method works better than your method. I don't trust your method. Yes, sir.
I was going to say what you just said it, but when things don't work out, like with the thing you just said, last time we tried it, it didn't work out. But that last time it was tried, there was skepticism. People won't admit that.
Yeah, but there's always skepticism. But when a woman possesses grace in her tongue and her speech, she doesn't convey this disharmony, this lack of an ability to agree and be on the same page. So, finish that, Kariah.
All right. It says, delight is a more permanent pleasure than joy, and not dependent on sudden excitement.
And it's not dependent on what?
On sudden excitement.
You made me feel good for a moment. Somebody that delights your mind, that satisfies your mind to a high degree, they don't have to keep doing little things to make you feel good. Overall, the way they are as a person in their character, they know how to enhance you. What we really want is for people to. We don't all want this, because I don't think we all understand the importance of it, and we don't value it the same. When I know how to talk and have a conversation with somebody, and I can listen to them, and I can see what this person needs from me to accentuate their ideas. And when that person can look at me and listen to me, and I understand what does this person need from me to accentuate and enhance their ideas, to make them feel better and more confident about the decision that they made for even getting with me, even for us to be in a relationship, then I could add value to this person, and this person could add value to me, because now we can enhance each other. We disqualify the importance of harmony, of being on the same page. We disqualify. We don't think it's really that important. But everybody's trying to prove how wise they are. Everybody's trying to prove how smart they are. Everybody's out to prove what way works the best, whose method works the best. Too busy competing, struggling for authority.
Yeah.
Who gets the last word? We do all these things, and we're destroying what could be. What we're supposed to be is on the same page, giving the Most High what He finds beautiful, which is a husband and a wife and agree together. Men that are unified. You know how hard it is to get men to comply with each other, especially as the day gets long. The hours get long. The sun is hot. It's cooking with no AC in the trucks for what we do.
Yeah.
I'm broke, ain't got no money, and I'm hungry. I get hangry. Yes, sir. You had your hand up.
Yes. Even if that means you're the one losing out for the greater cause, is that's what equity is, right?
That would be equity. Somebody that can yield or knows when to yield. See, the
Right.
person that we read about last week, they had this insolence, and that insolence is a person that devalued the opinions of the other person. So instead of looking at your opinion as worthless, I can see value in what you bring to the table. That's very critical when it comes to a person possessing grace. I can see the value of the way you think. But due to pride tells us to disqualify the next man. Pride tells us that, hey, I've done this before. Oh, do you know how long I've been doing this? Or do you know how long I've been around? Do you know what I carry under my belt? Do you know my level of experience? I've been there and done that and bought the t-shirt. Pride somewhere tells us that this person really doesn't have much to offer me. And I can disqualify your opinion at will. I'll give you an example, right? When we first started doing the moving, we had to move to Dallas. This is like year one of when we started the moving company. Yeshaya, how old are you, Yeshaya? How old are you? You 22? So this was 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, yes, it was early 2019. So that was 6 years ago. So you'd have been, what, 15?
Yeah.
So Yeshaya was 15 years old. He went on that move to Dallas.
Yeah.
And we had a big old gigantic trampoline that we had broke down and carried it up to Dallas, and we had to put it back together. It didn't have no instructions when we broke it down, and neither did we take pictures. So we got to Dallas, and we did the move within an hour or two. But that damn trampoline, nobody knew how to put it together. Because it was one of the big old gigantic trampolines that had the catch net, had the net and the posts surrounding it so the kids don't fall out.
Right.
Yeah, so it had the net on it with the little spongy poles on it. And we was there. We was in the backyard for hours, man. It was getting late. We had to drive back to San Antonio, and we had to drop the U-Haul truck off, and we were stuck. And we put it together, drilled it all together, had missing pieces left over. We had screws left over. And then we took it back apart. Then we put it back together again. Then it was upside down.
Oh.
And then Yeshaya said, let's do this. Now, Yeshaya's 15 at this time. Now, we could say, hey, little youngster, you need to go ahead and let the grown folks handle this. You need to let the grown folks handle this situation. You need to step back and let us handle this. But we're doing it wrong. And Yeshaya says, you know what, we put this here. Put this right here. Put that one, connect that one. But you know what you got to do? You got to ask yourself, you know what? I can hold on to my weight. And I can say, well, this man's only 15. You ain't really never had a job. You really don't know what you're doing. I can disqualify your opinion and say, man, that's you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't worked like we work. You ain't been around like we've been around. But his wisdom and his suggestion gave us answers and saved us time. And the way he put it back together, the way he suggested actually worked. And we ended up assembling the entire trampoline with the poles and everything worked. And we got the hell up out of there. But it was already late. But we spent hours trying to configure this thing. My whole point of saying this is you can always disqualify somebody if you choose to. But if you actually listen to them and give them a chance to hear them out, you can see what wisdom they actually bring to the table. Your wisdom, if you're humble enough, is not always correct.
Mm-hmm.
And your answers aren't always correct. But what we'll do is say, you know what, due to experience, due to age, or just due to my pride of what I think I'm capable of, and this person isn't, I don't got to really listen to you. I really don't have to your speech is a waste of my time. A lot of times we do that to children, we do that to younger people. We disqualify them, or just based upon our evaluation of ourselves, how inflated we think we are. We disqualify people all the time. But I just use that scenario because if we didn't listen to Yeshaya, we would have been there till the next day trying to figure it out, or we would have just had to say, "Listen, we're gonna take $100 off this price."
Have somebody else
Go ahead and
do
call somebody else.
Get you a
Yeah.
brand new one.
And go ahead and get you. Call somebody else that know how to do trampolines. Go and give you the discount real quick. We got to get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? We can do that too. But like I said, people do this all the time. But where the value comes in at is, do I really know how to listen to people? Have I trained myself to listen to people? If I really listen to people, I can see what they offer and what they bring to the table. Too many times, especially in relationships, it's one person's way usually over another. It's usually a combatant situation, a struggle of authority, of who makes the most sense. My way makes the most sense. You know, it's never in any relationship. It's never one way. It's never one way, because that one way isn't always the best way. If I'm humble enough, I'm open-minded, so that I can listen and hear the different suggestions. Then I can choose the best one. Which one makes the most sense? If I don't have it in my mind, which situation, which suggestion, what advice makes the best sense to navigate the scenario? So where we at, Kariah? So he says that grace is knowing how to harmony. It says harmony delights the what? The ear, right? So we're in Ecclesiastes 26. Now read verse 14.
Ecclesiasticus 26.
No, finish that 13. I'm sorry.
Ecclesiasticus 26, verse 13. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband.
It says the grace of a wife delighted her husband. A high degree of satisfaction, but that delight is a more permanent pleasure than just joy. It's more permanent. So read verse 14.
Verse 14. A silent and loving woman.
So what gives her the ability to be silent?
She prioritizes and yields herself.
See, so we got to read the end part of 13, because then you'll know where she's get that silence from. Read that latter part of 13.
Right. And her discretion.
Her what?
Her discretion.
Does what?
Will fatten his bone.
Discretion is to know when to speak and when not to speak. When to say this, I know when to add. It's timing. I know when to add this point, or I know that if I say this right now, if I look at his face and I can tell, his day is not the best, maybe I shouldn't bring this up right now. Or if I'm paying attention to her, then I know, hey, this is going to make the situation a lot worse. Or I can say, I don't give a damn, and I just got to say what I got to say, and you just got to accept it. Well, you know what? That doesn't always fatten people's bones. Sometimes when you say the wrong thing at the wrong time, you rob people of strength in their bones. Meaning you wear a person out when you don't have discretion. When you wear a person's soul down you grind a person's soul down to the bone when you don't know when to open your mouth and when not to. But a person that doesn't have that discretion will just say whatever comes to mind. They'll just say, hey, I don't care how you feel about what I got to say. What I got to say is preeminent in priority. So I'm just going to declassify or unqualify you, devalue you, and you just got to hear what the hell I got to say. Bad timing doesn't always fatten bones. Bad timing does not fatten bones. It doesn't strengthen a person. Bad timing tears a person down. Because, they're careless about where you are mentally. But her discretion, knowing when to speak, when not to speak, when to say, when not to say, that restraint that comes with discretion is what makes her silent. Now read verse 14.
Verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
And it's what?
Is a gift of the Lord.
It says a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. I got to read a little point right here. That's a godsend. A woman that knows when to speak, when not to speak, and still know how to love you. That's a godsend. Read this right here.
Get the page, please.
Yeah, page. Let's follow page 413, and this is line 25. Read this right here. This white part.
For if one may speak the plain truth,
It says, if one may speak the plain truth. Read.
that wealth which is not blind,
It says, real value isn't blind. It says, what makes a person have real value, which is seen, where a person's real value is. Read on.
that wealth which is not blind, but which is clear sighted, is the abundance of virtues.
It says, what makes a person really valuable, of really high value, is when a woman possesses an abundance of what?
Virtues, qualities.
Virtues or qualities. So there's grace, kindness, meekness. All these are virtues. Gentleness. These are virtues. It says the more virtues that a woman possesses, the higher her value is. The least amount of virtues a woman possesses, the lower her values are.
It's like a jewel.
For example, give me verse Ecclesiastes 26 and give me verse 25.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
It says, so a woman that's shameless, with no discretion, no grace, no meekness, no comfort in her tongue, what's her value?
Shall be counted as a dog.
So women have different values. Men have different values. What keeps you out of that classification of dog value is when you start to acquire and possess virtues. When you stack virtues like chips. When you stack virtues like coins. When you stack virtues like what's like a healthy bank account. Everybody should, male and female, should be in the business of virtue acquisition. I'm trying to acquire as many virtues as I can because that's what elevates my value. That's what makes me look valuable to in the eyes of the Most High. People think if I chase money, if I get a good job, if I carry myself a certain way, if I got the right physique, if I cut my hair a certain way, if I wear certain makeup, if I wear certain outfits, none of that really matters. What kind of car you drive, all that is superficial. Value isn't quantified on aesthetics and things that can be seen, corporal things, tangible things, and possessions. That's not real value. Real value comes in virtues. And if a person can acquire more virtues, they elevate themselves in value in the eyes of the Most High. So, read on, Dawiyat.
For if one may speak the plain truth, that wealth which is not blind, but which is clear sighted, is the abundance of virtues, which we must at once conclude to be the genuine.
It says we must conclude that virtues, the abundance of virtues, is what?
The genuine and legitimate predominance of good in comparison of all other bastard and falsely named powers.
So it's one of the best powers that a person could possess. It's one of the best power. It's what makes a woman powerful. What's what makes a man powerful? Is how many virtues have you acquired in your life? Have you ever? Did you even think that virtues were important? Did you ever esteem virtues? Did anybody tell you how important they are to have? A lot of us have never been trained to look at virtues as being something that I should have. Men look at muscles. Men look at money, jewelry, and cars and clothes. That's what men look at. Fame, fortune,
Status.
Power. Men look at all the wrong things to quantify value. Women do too. He says, but one of the best powers that is necessary to have is to have abundance of virtues. Finish that.
And to be the just and lawful superior of them all.
It says, and virtues is, he said, is superior to having anything on earth. But we know piety is a virtue, justice is a virtue, Meekness is a virtue. Patience is a virtue.
That kindness, like you
Kindness is a virtue. All these are virtues. Yes, sir.
It does both play a role of habits and qualities.
Say it again.
Habits and qualities, right? They both apply or
Explain.
like okay, a habit is like something that was taught or you get into adapt to it. A quality is something certain persons do is just
Innate.
raised on a principle with raised on.
Yes. Both of those are learned behaviors. All of those are learned behaviors. So to answer your question, you're right. Now let's go back to Ecclesiastes chapter 36, verse 23. Talking about these virtues. I'm sorry, 36 and 23. If I said 26, just in case.
36 what?
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 36 and 23.
Ecclesiastes chapter 36 and verse 23. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue.
So now he's showing that all these virtues live where?
In the tongue.
They live in the mouth. There's some virtues that are mouth related, tongue related.
So her value as a woman is so close. It's like right under your nose. It's right there.
It's in your possession.
Because everybody wants. How come I'm not important to you? I'm not important. You don't treat me like I'm important. I don't feel that you really care, or I want more from you, but you won't give it. Or I feel like we're just never on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like we don't have a happy tent, so to speak. But the power to control, to fix all that, it can be fixed. But you're saying it's fixed with the mouth.
Yes.
Scripture.
Yes. Meaning she has it in her control. A woman has the ability to elevate her position with the Most High and her husband by the same instrument that she used to eat her food with.
Wow.
The same instrument that you used to. Yes, sir.
Those virtues are not. They can be perceived, so they're virtually tangible.
Yes, they are. They can be acquired, but they got to be important to you.
Wow.
They got to be important to you. If those virtues are important to you, then you'll put yourself on a pursuit to go get them. Yes, sir.
Like that class we dropped about saving that sinking relationship. So you can save that relationship based on your point, Shantawan, about the quality of your speech.
Yes.
Okay.
The quality of the tongue is critical in acquiring virtues. When you have these virtues and use them in your mouth, and they come from your mouth, they have an effect. They have an effect that we underestimate. I want to get to this point. They have an effect that we always underestimate. We never see the value in the things that the Most High said makes a person valuable. We don't see it, but the effect is so potent. We're gonna read it. Read that again. That verse 23.
Ecclesiastes 36 and verse 23. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men.
It says this man will be different.
Yeah.
What will make this man different? Men, go to 1 Ezra chapter 4.
He's not like other men.
No.
So even this spirit, I'm not gonna give it away, but even this ability gives value to her husband also.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it does.
So this person's personal gift can give value to the person, her counterpart.
Yes, absolutely.
That's amazing.
It's added value.
Oh, wow.
Read 1 Ezra chapter 4, start at verse 14.
Come on, 1 Ezra chapter 4, verse 14 in the Apocrypha. O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women?
Jump down to verse 18.
Verse 18. Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty?
It says a good woman that will use her tongue correctly will have her man go to work. and she knows how to keep him strong, and he'll go get it. He'll go get the bag.
Listen, that's a common thing. If you go online, I'm not trying to go there, but somebody popped in the chat room. We're going crazy last Sabbath. You remember that?
Yeah.
But there is a such thing as people being inspired by their counterpart and them giving a higher quality effort to deliver peace in the household and deliver sustenance in the household because somebody believes in it, because they're believed in.
Yeah.
That's like a thing that's constantly said. I don't see it applied too often, but it's said out there.
Yeah. Now,
inspired. It's called being inspired.
Yeah. Now, just to respond to the person that's asking the question, and yes, you're right. It is inspiring because think about this. We read this last week. It's hold this right here. Go to Ecclesiastes, and we'll answer the question that the person put up. Just a second. Give me Ecclesiastes 25, verse 23.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 23 reads, "A wicked woman abateth the courage."
So a woman that lacks virtues knows how to do what?
Abateth the courage.
A woman that lacks virtues knows how to abate, means to take away or to lessen or to steal away. So a woman that's not using her mouth right can rob a man of what?
Courage.
Courage. A man that don't use his mouth right can rob a woman of what?
Courage.
Courage. So it's the wrong tongue. If I have missing elements and there's deficiencies of virtue in my mouth, then I tear down people versus building them up.
Yeah.
I rob people of courage versus employing them to become more courageous, or influencing, like Dawiyah just brought out. I don't influence courage. I'm not an influencer of courage and confidence. I'm an actual taker. I will rob a man of his courage and influence, or I'll rob a woman of her courage and influence.
Is it safe to say that parental that dynamic of the counterparts in the household trickles down to the children?
Oh yes,
because it sounds like what you're saying, that if these qualities are not present up top, then the benefits of these qualities don't trickle down to the young one.
Yeah, the young ones don't know what it looks like. They don't know what harmony looks like. They know what division looks like. They know what argument looks like. They know what contention looks like. Oh, here my parents. Here goes my parents again. Here they go again. Let me just stay out the way. Here they go. They're at it again. They don't think I can hear everything that's going on in the room. The door is closed, but I hear everything.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
That means also too, that same thing will happen amongst brothers with rank, can trickle down on the young men, soldiers and troopers and so on and so forth. It could affect their ability to harmonize with other people.
Yes. Yeah, it does. But that's why I said it's not a matter of just pointing out women. Both men can lack virtue also and still deal the same devastating blow with the tongue. But it comes from somewhere. But what we're doing is showing this is what makes people different. This is what deciphers and distinguishes value with the Most High. Is what virtues have you acquired? These are not just subjective to just women only or men only virtues. Women can use it and men can use it too. These are qualities that none of us have all together and have all underestimated. We've all looked at chasing money as being an answer, or chasing wealth, or as long as I got me a job, I'm going to get on my feet. You can get a job, get on your feet, and you'll still have the same problems in a new relationship. You can hop cities. You can hop cities, and you can hop relationships, and you can change clothes. And you could go and you could get a new attitude and trim your hair, whatever. And if you're not, and you'll still be the same person in your mouth. You just got the mouth in a new city.
Or better, you got a box with a box fade and he's talking crazy people.
Yeah, you just got dreads and talking crazy. You just talking crazy with dreads. That doesn't change the person that you are.
Something's not working out.
Yeah, something's not working out. Of course it's not working out. changing locations and jobs don't change. Earning money don't change. That what changes from the changes from the core. It's from the inside.
Yeah.
People underestimate this value, but they also don't understand is they position themselves where they are with the Most High. I can be of whatever value the Most High I want the Most High to see me as. I can have the Most High look at me as a dog, or I can have the Most High look at me with some esteem and worth something, based upon what changes I make in myself. So, where we at?
Come. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 23 reads, A wicked woman abateth the courage.
What else?
Maketh an heavy countenance.
And also, I can depress somebody with my mouth. I can use my tongue and break somebody's spirit. I can crush somebody with my words. I can bring them down and cause depression. Read on.
Maketh an heavy countenance.
Go ahead.
Of a wounded heart.
And I can wound somebody's heart where I can wound their mind. I can damage somebody. The scriptures say, you know, it's better to slip on the pavement than to slip with your words. Because you know what that means? Words are more powerful. Yep. Words hurt. Words are painful. Read.
A woman that will not comfort her husband.
But how does she bring comfort that the Bible says is one method of comfort that she can have, what virtue she can have, but where does that virtue lie at? We read it earlier. It was kindness, meekness, and comfort, and they both are supposed to be where? In her tongue. So a woman can say the right words to build a man up, to get a man back on his feet, to stabilize a man, or she can destabilize a man with words. Pimps do it all the time. Pimps job.
They understand the power of speech.
They know the power of speech
to frame a person's thoughts.
Yeah, they pride themselves on breaking abroad.
Yeah,
that's their claim to fame. I break my broads. I keep them needy. I keep them, they come to me.
Yeah.
Pimps gloat on the fact that they got immaculate wordplay. If I can just get you to listen for a minute, I got you.
Get that mind straight.
Yeah, but you get the mind, everything follows. Get the mind first. Pimps do it all the time. So I don't know who's laughing in the back. I don't know who's laughing in the back. Yeah.
Iceberg Slim.
But it's true. Words are powerful, man. And they can either build somebody up or tear somebody down. So, finish that, my woman.
A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
Go ahead.
Of the woman came the beginning.
So it said make weak hands and feeble knees, rob strength. Now finish that in 1 Ezra chapter 4. We was in 18.
First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 18. Yeah, and if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty?
Go ahead.
And letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even with an open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father.
It said a man will leave his own what?
Father.
Go ahead.
That brought him up.
Go ahead.
And his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife.
So if a woman knows how to treat a man, said a man will get up and get out of house and home, man. That man will get up and spread his wings and fly the coop.
That's right.
He is out of there. If a woman know how to say the right words, he's a goner. You ain't gonna see that guy. That guy will leave his bedroom and the toys to his little brothers and sisters or the grandbabies.
Where's Daniel?
Yeah.
Been gone.
Oh, he got caught up. He in a relationship. She been saying all the right words. This guy done skipped the whole house. He done got up out the house. You didn't even see him no more. Leave everything. Leave cars, clothes, everything behind.
This brother's caking, huh?
Yeah.
We ain't seen him for a long time. He he just got some kindness.
He got some kindness.
You can have my shoes. You can have whatever. You can have. I'm traveling light. Starting over.
Yeah, I'm rebuilding. I'm rebuilding. But a man will get gone. If he's treated right, that means a man will scale a city. You go to the moon and back. If you talk to him right, it shows you that yes, women don't understand this because men don't understand the keys to a man's heart. That's not how good your food is. His mama made good food. You know, grandma made good food. It's not your food. It's not because you're clean. You know, you're the cleanest woman. That's not that helps, but that ain't because of that either.
Can I say something? They said this is a mass problem right now that Esau is talking about on a mass nation level, base level. It's saying that Esau's having a hard time getting Gen Z men and other men too, not just Gen Z, to join the military and fight for the country because they're relating that lack of desire to join the military and fight for the country with they have nothing to fight for, and that there's no ability, there's no hope as far as look at the birth rate, the marriage rate, the divorce rate, and all the rates when it comes to that connection. And they're saying that men aren't inspired to fight for their home anymore. So because they have inspiration to fight for their home, that's adding to video gaming, just mainly online, like online sports, online game, like that's blowing out the roof because there's nothing really at home. So
one of the scariest things is
they won't fight for the nation pretty much.
Is one of these AI bots that says I'm your personal mate.
It's very scary.
They got AI bots that you can pay for and have regular conversations with, and they tell you what you want to hear, and they let you download, and you could download to these simulated reality AI bots and programs with cartoonish figures, and I'm your personal friend, I'm your personal mate, I'm your personal. So the problem is, especially this in Japan, where they'll seek an alternative form of comfort. You had a guy in Japan married a cartoon character, and he married a 3-dimensional hologram. It was a woman in a glass box in a triangle, and she was a hologram that spoke to him, and he had an official ceremony for him and this hologram woman in a case. And you had a guy that married a plush stuffy animal that was a talking animal. You know, so people are looking for alternative forms of pleasure and not in each other, and this is when you have, like you said, low birth rates, or when you have a divorce rate as high as America's. Yeah, what do you want to come home to if you know you ain't got nothing to come home to? You may come home, and this person may have taken all the money and skipped town and went somewhere else. There's no loyalty. You might come home to an empty house, empty apartment.
We do it every day. We do it all the time.
We do it all the time.
That's our profession, actually.
Yeah.
There's always one move where we gotta go in there. Right. You got this much time.
Yeah. Or we ask, do you want the police present? Should we have the police escorting us while we extract these items out the house? Because something went wrong all the time. But when you see the right speech, everything starts with the conversation. Everything starts in the mouth. You can have the key to somebody's heart and encourage somebody and get somebody to scale a city simply by the power of words. Simply by how you build them up with your speech. If you practice that, or Proverbs 21:9.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 9. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house.
Or you gonna get a man to go to a far country and scale a wall, or you gonna have a man scale the roof to get away from you. Or man by the mismanagement of words, by not knowing how to talk, a person will try to find the farthest corner away from you to not have to hear you. We can push people to that point too, where they don't want to be around you, and they'll look for the little escape and little corner of peace. where they can have some tranquility. Yes, sir.
And, sometimes a battle can be determined by which leader of which army has the best speech before the battle begins.
Yeah.
Who can inspire and incite the men the most.
Yeah.
That can determine the outcome of a whole battle, a whole war.
Of the fight.
Yeah.
You have one of my favorite speeches I've heard before a war was like in the Gulf War I in the 90s, and an Edomite dude, a little scrawny Edomite dude, but I don't know his rank. He had like just a regular plain T-shirt on, but the way he was preparing them soldiers to go into war in Iraq, you could tell he's been in war before. And he didn't give no room for doubt. And he kept saying, we're going to go in here, we're going to breathe fire. He kept talking about breathing fire. That's all he kept talking about. We're finna breathe fire. And we're going to bring fire on them. We're going to breathe fire on them right now. And they know, and if one fall, we all fall. If one don't come back, none of us should come back. He's putting his mind, he's preparing their mind to go on a one-way mission. That, you know what? And he said oh, everybody's not coming back. He was I've never heard somebody be honest and let his soldiers know that there's only one way out. You got to stick together. And if you don't stick together, we die here. But his preparation, his speech, will incite anybody to go to battle. It's like Ray Lewis on the football field.
Yeah.
When you watch Ray Lewis,
we understand that.
Bark and scream and yell and spit flying as he's talking before it's a football game. It's not even real. It's a game. But the guy, he gets in the character so much, you would think he's finna go to war for real. And then you got Brian Dawkins used to say, I want to take somebody's soul from him today. It's like, bro, this is a football game. You talking about, taking souls out, brother. This is a football game. This is not you're getting paid for this. You know what I'm saying? But you talking about taking somebody's soul. He said, I want to see if he really about that life. How bad he want. I'm gonna see how bad he want to play. It's like, damn, dude,
I understand.
And then he would hit people, and then send a prayer up and say hallelujah. After he damn near knocked somebody's head off, he said, Lord Jesus, hallelujah. This dude was madmen on a football field. But with that kind of aggression, yeah, you gonna hype everybody. Everybody gonna try to, knock everybody head off.
Run through a brick wall.
Yeah, man, you hype anybody up. But that power is possessed in speech. It's all in speech. We disqualify it, though. We don't understand what it means to actually build somebody up and get the most out of the person. Get the best out of the person. Not where you're using speech to manipulate. And that's what we're used to. We're used to using words, finessing people. I'm only using my gift to gab to finesse you to get something out of you. Because I want something from you. I'm going to extract some resources from you. A man will say all kind of things when he need a place to stay. So it's not. I'm not finessing the person and trying to extract resources from them. I'm actually using words for the purpose of introducing courage and confidence to that other person. I'm trying to build that other person up. I'm trying to stimulate that person, educate that person, and enlighten that other individual. We don't use our words for that. Partially because there's something wrong with us. And we don't know how to do it. So, say the wrong things, a man will be looking for an escape. Now, give me read that one more time in Proverbs 21:9.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 9. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house.
So, it don't matter how big the house is, how much money you got. You will be looking for a getaway if the words aren't right. Because everything's contentious. Everything's about, it's your fault, you did this wrong. How come I don't like what you said, I don't like what you did. There's always a complaint. I believe the worst about you.
It's a strain in that environment. It's a strain in the house.
Yes, it builds anxiety. Give me Ecclesiastes 23:17.
Ecclesiastes 23:17.
Yeah.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
But we're supposed to be using our tongue, better yet our ears, to understand people. But a whoremonger, somebody that has one thing on their mind, lust. Is he listening to the person? Is he really listening? He said all bread is what?
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
Yeah, because I don't care what kind of person you are. Because I'm not looking for qualities in you. I'm not looking for virtues in you. I'm looking for what in you? The flesh. So a whoremonger will take anybody. They're not looking for distinguished characters. They're not looking for qualities. They're not looking for virtues. If you got attitude, that's a good woman. She's spicy in her talk. She keep me on my toes. She cuss me out. That means she love me.
It's how like she just feels a certain type of way. She's crazy because that's how much she loves.
Yeah.
Like you twisting everything up.
You twisting everything because
No really means.
yeah, no really means yes. Yeah, right. Because you twisting it because you don't really give a damn about the person. You don't care about the person's qualities. You're looking at what you can get out of them. So no matter how they are, it's acceptable to you. And that's how we deal with people. We take anybody from any situation. We don't really listen to them. We don't really try to see virtues in them. We don't try to understand them. We're just trying to get something. There's something that we get out of it. There's a fleshly reward that supersedes real virtues. And a lot of times, this is how relationships are established, unfortunately. I wasn't listening at all.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see what the yeah. Man, you been through how many? Man, you know what? You just ain't found the right person yet. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. You just ain't had somebody actually care about you. You ain't had somebody love you better. You ain't had nobody treat you right. You know, it's just a matter of time for the right. You know, you just been looking for that knight in shining armor. You ain't got to look no further.
Yeah.
You know, I think you done met you. You know, found your wish. You know, I think you prayed for somebody. You know, for somebody like myself come in your life.
I see the good in you. I
see the good in you.
I see the beauty in you. He couldn't see. They don't see. Because they don't see what I see in you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. You got my ear.
Yeah, my ear. But a person that's got the wrong pursuits, they're not looking for virtue. They're looking for fleshly satisfaction. That's why we have to be better listeners. Because we don't even know what the other person's about.
What the true intention is.
What the true intention is. Sometimes the other person is just trying to see what they can get out of what this union, so to speak.
And then they turn into a damn Pac-Man character. They turn into a ghost.
Yeah.
You know, I see it all the time. Everything was great. After that, the phone number changed. What happened?
Phone number changed.
He unmatched me. She was offended.
Dang.
But that conversation was only based off the benefit of getting a certain determined outcome. That was fleshly.
Yeah, they're not really in it to find out about listening to the person.
Yeah.
They're not about boosting the person up. They're not about lifting you up and changing and trying to see what value they can add to you. They're not about what's making you better. They're not influenced. They're not divinely inspired by the Most High. This is a person that will say anything to get what they want.
Like a car salesman.
Like a car salesman. Get you behind it. Get you on this payment.
AC is great.
Yeah. Tell you what you want to hear. Man, you know, it's only one owner. That's it. You know, it's only basically one owner just means, you know, I only been in one relationship.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't been around the block. You know, it's gently driven. It's only gently to the store and back. Old folks had this car. They only went to the mailbox and back.
No, that's true, but
yeah,
say what you gotta say.
But they'll say anything. But we got to become better listeners and better speakers, and stop having that whoremonger's tongue, where everything it don't matter. You know what? I'll subject myself to anything simply for the satisfaction of the flesh. We got to cut that out. That flesh be steering us in the wrong direction. That also blinds us from really truly having an understanding of. We're supposed to be tasting tasting words like the palate tastes meat. We're supposed to be understanding, what am I dealing with? Who am I dealing with? What is this person about? We're supposed to be using distinguishing elements, and the ear is necessary in relationships. You got to know what you're dealing with, or this person just gonna tell you anything.
And this is what we're not really not taught this, and we're really put in a situation where you guys hopefully figure out on your own. Hopefully you pick up on it.
A lot of times it's we figure it out, but we're bruised and we're hurt and we're bitter by the time we figure it out, and we're scarred, and now we got to pick up the pieces. But not knowing how to talk to people, man, that's important, man. You should want to pair yourself with somebody that has grace in their speech. You should want to pair yourself with somebody that has your spiritual well-being in their speech. They know how to lift you up in their speech. They know how to be compatible and agreeable in their speech. They know how to harmonize with you in their speech. They know how to get on the same page with you. They're about what elevates you in their speech. You should want to be joined with somebody that way. But that ignorance or inability comes from somewhere. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 7.
Verse 7. Hear, O ye children.
Stop. Where does our training come from?
Here. From our youth.
From our youth. A lot of times we don't know better because we weren't trained better. A lot of times we listened to the wrong examples as kids and became the wrong people, both in speech and the ability to hear. We heard the wrong things. Growing up, we didn't know what to listen for. It says, hear ye what?
Hear, O ye children.
A lot of our bad examples came from where? Our youth. We're trained right. A lot of times we're getting new knowledge, new information, and new instruction in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Yes, sir.
No, I was going to say, since we see that at like such a young age, between, say, like in a household between the mother and father, we look at this since we're kids, we think like maybe this is the right thing to do or say because mama and daddy's doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
because that's the example that I've seen. Dysfunction was the example that I seen in my house. And I saw dysfunction. I saw my mother talk to my father a certain way. I saw my father treat my mother a certain way. If I even saw my mother and father together at all. Because a lot of times that's the case too. I saw my mother with my stepfather. Or I saw my father with my stepmother. Or I saw my mother with my stepfather. New daddy. Or I saw my father with my new mommy. A lot of times we got the wrong upbringing and dysfunction, which is the curses. And those are the templates and the example of how we pattern ourselves in our relationships and our speech. I talk crazy to people, but expect them to be loyal because I saw my mother do it. Or I saw my father do it. So I expect this person to be legitimate and be upright with me, but I get to tear them down with my words. A lot of our dysfunction comes from what we experienced as children.
Yeah.
We were given the wrong examples in front of us. Majority of us have or come from some type of dysfunction, even if it is the original two parents. It wasn't always biblical. And there was some errors made in front of our eyesight. It's not like as a kid you're not going to hear and you're not going to see the dysfunction. You're going to see it and you're going to hear it as a child. It's almost just a part of the family. You ride in a car, they going at it in the car. Where are you going to go?
Can't go nowhere.
Where are you going? You can play it off and play I Spy with My Little Eye, a pink sign. You can try to distract yourself. I spy with my little eye something red. You can play them games in the back seat if you want to, but that doesn't change the high octave of yelling back and forth and dysfunction that you see in the household. That disruption of thinking, where I think that my tongue, I got this tongue from, man, that started as a child. That just dysfunction. The way I talk to people started as a child. The way I don't listen to people started as a child. It started in my youth. Read it again.
Verse 7. Hear, O ye children, the discipline of the mouth.
Stop. Give me the definition of discipline. Did we ever understand that the mouth was supposed to be what?
Discipline.
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 You got it?
Yeah, come. Discipline. 1828 Webster Dictionary.
It says, hear ye children, the discipline of what? The mouth. The mouth was supposed to be disciplined as a child. Correct and appropriate speech. Being able to use my tongue properly and also to listen properly. All those skills were supposed to have been given as a child. Give me that definition. He says, hear ye children, the discipline of the mouth. Who knew that our mouth was supposed to be managed?
Discipline. 1828 Webster Dictionary. To instruct or educate.
Your mouth was supposed to be what?
Instruct or educate.
So, he says to instruct. The mouth was supposed to be instructed from childhood. It was supposed to have been educated since childhood. Read.
To inform the mind.
So you were supposed to discipline the mouth so that the mind could be informed of what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. What else?
It says to prepare by instructing in correct principles and habits.
So what were you supposed to do with the child's mouth?
Instill the right habit.
You were supposed to teach them what is appropriate, what is correct in speech, how to listen, when to speak, when not to speak, what's appropriate in speech, or what's derogatory.
What's correct?
The mouth was supposed to have been trained.
This is sad because I mean that. It's sad because you can really have a whole different trajectory in life based off of just not knowing that one thing. You can have a sad history in life, just not knowing how to bond or how to nurture interaction with people. Because life is about interaction with people. That's what life's about.
It's about communication.
Yeah, in business, there's communication. In romance, there's communication. In family structure, there's communication. In rearing children, there's communication.
Jobs.
In job life and professional life, there's communication. It's like communication is almost a core element of every arena of life. And if I'm unskillful in that arena, then I'm going to be unskillful in a lot of different arenas in my life. If I'm not skilled, I got that skill. If I don't have that skill, then I won't have that skill in my relationship and how I deal with my children and how I interact with people, strangers, business. I'm going to have these bad reactions everywhere I go and not know why.
We know why.
But if they don't know, they don't know.
They don't know. We know why now. Because what didn't we get? Never got training. Nobody ever trained us on appropriate speech. Right. Yes, sir.
No, I was going to say your good communication is like your currency with the individuals that you interact with.
Absolutely.
In those arenas.
You said earlier, those qualities are, there's blind wealth, which is just it's a false idea of wealth, and there's true value.
True value.
I'll have value in the professional arena. I have value in the relationship arena. I have value with kinfolks. I should have value if I have this skill.
Yeah. It should make a difference. It makes a difference. Not it should make a difference. It makes a difference in your life.
That makes a lot of sense.
But if you didn't get trained on how to use your words and the power of words, you make life hard. And you entertain individuals that maybe you shouldn't entertain. Or you create monsters that you shouldn't have created. Yes, sir.
So when communicating, it becomes a skill.
It is a skill. It is a skill. But the problem is a lot of us didn't get trained. And that therefore we're not good at it. Listening is a skill.
Yeah.
Speaking is a skill. Appropriate context of the quality of speech is a skill. All these things are learned behaviors. A lot of us got it taught to us the wrong way by people that love us. So how will we know it was wrong? If this came from the same people that say they love me every day. Yeah. So how did I know this was wrong? Read that definition.
It says, to instruct or educate, to inform the mind, to prepare by instructing in correct principles and habits, as to discipline youth for a profession.
It says, I'm using mouth management because I'm disciplining my children for what?
Profession.
Because I need you to be better as you get older. Your ability to speak to people and knowing what's appropriate and not will dictate your profession and what job you'll be doing. What you'll be doing is a job where you're not required to talk to nobody.
Yeah, just don't say nothing.
You're gonna be on an assembly line somewhere, putting toy wheels together, because that's as far as your mouth will allow you to go.
That's what the scripture says about a man eats off the words of his lips.
Yeah.
Now we know what it means. You can thrive in the arena of commerce and finance and professional arenas. You have options because you know how to listen and hear people and engage in the proper sense.
Yeah.
And get where people are coming from, and then solve their problems with your speech.
Yes.
And give them the proper communication and the proper timing. A lot of times we'd be like, a week later, oh, I should have said this. Oh, it's a week late. It's a week too late, bro.
Or you regret what you said at the interview.
Oh yeah, I was stupid.
Why did I say that?
That was stupid.
And they ask you questions to get the real you. If you saw somebody stealing from the company, what would you do?
I wouldn't say no. I'm not gonna snitch,
man. You know how shit. I stole from the company many times.
Gotcha.
I would, or I go off street rules. I ain't no snitch. No. Snitches get stitches. Okay. This is the kind of person you are. You said a lot without saying a lot.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna try to be politically correct. I tell on everybody. Anything I see, I just tell everybody. That's all I do is I tell. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they're looking for. But what they're looking for you is that's how they're able to judge your mind. They listen to you. They probe you with the right questions to hear your responses, so they can see what type of training you have, so they can see what kind of upbringing you have, so they can see what kind of discipline you have. Yeah, they could judge your character just by listening to you.
Because the speech reveals the character.
Yes. But it says, but also it determines who's been trained or not. That's why the Most High said, "Hear ye, my children, the discipline of the mouth." The mouth was supposed to have been trained. The problem is, you got to your teenage years without being trained. You got to your high school years, your supposed college years, your late teens, and through your adolescent years, your youth. You got through all this in life, and you don't know how to talk to people. You made it all the way to this age, and nobody's ever trained you on what's appropriate. And you wonder why there's always dysfunction. You wonder why, man, all these things that I build don't work. They keep falling apart.
Nobody likes me.
Yeah.
Nobody likes me.
I don't got no friends. You ain't got no friends.
I'm tired of people. No, I prefer dogs because dogs are better than people.
Yeah.
Those conversations happen. Those conversations happen based off of inability to communicate or properly harmonize people.
Nobody oversaw what comes out of your mouth. Nobody trained you as a child. It's supposed to have been training, mouth training, speech training. And you wonder why you got the kids that got flared up tempers and throwing tantrums and cussing, and where there's supposed to have been oversight. Give me more definitions.
Right. It says to instruct or educate, to inform the mind, to prepare by instructing in correct principles and habits, as to discipline youth for a profession or for future usefulness.
It says the mouth was supposed to have been trained for future usefulness. Usefulness. So I was supposed to have been able to have somebody sit over me, a governing body, parental advisory, as a child, checking, correcting my mouth at every turn. You know that's not. You know the outcome of what you just said to that person. You know what you said to this person without understanding what you really said to this person. Do you know how inflammatory your words are, and damaging those words you use? That word selection. But in order to do that to children, you got to be on top of yourself, because that means you got to watch. Because you train through speech and example. So that means I got to watch my own words when I'm in the midst of my children. Because even though I might not be telling them directly, they're watching me. And if they're watching me, I'm instructing them through my example. So we wonder where children get these mouths from, but there was no mouth oversight. We wonder why the kids get fly with their mouth, get bold and brash and disrespectful, but we never understood how important it was to get them while they're young.
Yeah.
Let me fix this mouth while they children. Let me go ahead and jump on top of this before they develop this habitual nature of being reckless with their lips. And then I think I'm going to create a successful relationship, but I never had no home training, or better yet, no mouth training. Yes?
What if you not do it, but you're just like afraid to do it because you think they might like se aprovechen de ti?
Take advantage of you?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so that's fear.
Yeah.
Then the problem is not knowing how to do it. The problem,
you know how to do it.
right? You know how to do it. What you're saying is, what happens if you know how to do it, but you're afraid of being manipulated? So then you got to put your faith in the Most High. That's a matter of faith over fear. Because now I'm letting fear, which I read this all the time, Ecclesiastes 29:7. I read it all the time. Ecclesiastes chapter 29, verse 7. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 29, verse 7.
Read that.
Many, therefore, have refused to lend.
Lend means to give. I don't want to give somebody anything. I don't want to offer myself again. Why do people stop wanting to give themselves again? Read.
For other men's ill dealing.
Because of what happened to me the last time that I trusted people. What happened the last time that I gave myself to men? What happened the last time that I gave somebody what they wanted and I talked to them right? Did I get what I felt like I deserved, and I gave this person the benefit of the doubt, or I treated this person right, or I trusted this person? So because of what other people did to me, previous people did to me, I take it out on the person I'm currently with. So I withhold myself, even though I know how to talk right. You know how we know a lot of us have occupations that require us to be kind.
Yeah.
But yet when we get home, I don't want to be kind.
It's a struggle.
But I know how to do it because I do it for 8 hours of a day.
For a stranger.
For a complete stranger. I know how to do it because I've been doing it all day, except for when I get home, my outlook towards this person, I don't know if I want to give it to him. What I've been giving to everybody else for free. And so it's not a matter of not knowing how to do it. It's the fact that I've done it and I've not received what I felt was fair on the back end. It's still fear. Read on.
God. Many therefore refuse to lend for other men's ill dealing.
Read.
Fearing.
Stop. It's what?
Fearing.
It's fear. When am I going to have confidence that the Most High has finally put me in the right place at the right time so that I can trust? If we didn't have the truth at those times that we got dealt with ill dealings, we didn't have understanding either. We didn't have the Bible. Neither did we have this relationship that we have and this understanding that we have with the Bible. Neither did we know what the Most High wants us to do in that situation, or how He wants to protect ourselves, Should I withdraw myself? Should I put myself on an island? Should I just not be in a relationship at all? Because is the fear that great? Is the fear that great to where I just won't deal with nobody else? Some people's fear is that great. Some people's fear isn't that great, where I'll still get into a relationship, but I won't trust you all the way. I'll just trust you 50%. Some people will say, you know what? I'm just not dealing with nobody. I don't want to go down that path again. Oh, I just don't want to get hurt. So they just stay solo. Do we stay solo though? Nah, not most of the time we don't. We don't stay solo. It ain't that much fear. But it's enough to keep us from giving though. Read on. Fearing to be what?
Fearing to be defrauded.
Defrauded means cheated or done wrong. Read on.
8. Yet have thou patience with a man in poor estate.
But if somebody you see needs what you have to give, it says be patient with them. You know what? Let me go ahead and work with them. They need this from me. This person, especially in a relationship, needs me to talk to them the right way. The way I know how. And that's if you've been trained on how to use your mouth in your youth. Some of us have been trained by elders, older generation, and they taught us, hey, don't say that. That's rude. Hey, that's disrespectful. Hey, your word selection is piss poor.
Yeah.
You got. If you keep talking this way, you'll never have anybody trust you. Nobody ever want to be your friend. You run people off with your mouth. You're going to run people away from you.
Or you destroy the things around you.
Yeah.
You keep destroying around you. Couple more scripture.
Okay.
Ecclesiasticus, verse 12 through 14. Real fast. Chapter 2. Chapter 2, verse 12 through 14. In the same thread.
What is it?
Addressing the fear.
Oh, yeah.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 12.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Woe be to fearful hearts.
And the word woe simply means destruction. So when we engage in the spirit of fear, we're in process of time destroying ourselves. Read.
Woe be to fearful hearts.
Why?
And faint hands.
Because fearful hearts will have faint hands. A faint hand is a person that won't apply something. So because I'm afraid, I won't do this, I won't do that, I won't apply the wisdom of the Bible. I want to apply the skill that I have, that I naturally have ingrained within me, that I use every day. Read.
And the sinner that goeth two ways.
So because I'm fearful, now I'm sinning. Because I'm doing things two different ways. Why am I sinning? Because I know what to do. I know what's correct, but I don't do it. And some days I do it, and sometimes I don't do it. I'm inconsistent. So fearful people are also inconsistent. So because I'm inconsistent, I'm inviting destruction in whatever I need that consistency in. If it's an interaction with a person, if it's a job, if it's a child. Because I'm inconsistent, I end up tearing down those relationships based off my personal phobias and fears. Read.
Verse 13. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted.
I have a fearful mind. Read.
For he believeth not.
The Most High says, I'm going to allow this person to destroy what's around them because they don't believe in me anyway. Why should I protect and build the spirit if the spirit doesn't believe in me? Read.
It says, therefore shall he not be defended.
That's the proof. We need the Most High's defense with our children. We need the Most High's defense with our marital scenarios. We need the Most High's defense on the job to provide income to our household. But if I have the spirit of fear where I want to apply His wisdom because I'm afraid, then guess what? I'm leaving a door open. I'm leaving doors open to influence my household, influence my marriage, and influence my employment status. Read.
Woe unto you that have lost patience.
Shashawan's point. A lot of our fear is also connected to our lack of patience. So if I don't have that proper patience, I stop believing in people, I've lost patience with people, that invites fear, which invites the destruction of relationships. Now, my God, why the Most High let my household fall apart? God, why the Most High let my marriage fall apart? God, why do I have a bad connection with my children as they grow older? We blame these things on God. But is it the Most High's fault, or is it because we refuse to apply the skill sets consistently? Because we know better. It's one thing not to know, like Sasha once said earlier. But once we know better, we have to apply. This is what your point you were going.
Absolutely. Everything you said is right. There should be no reason why that now in this realm that I still should be holding things over people's head. When yes, it's understandable if these bad things happened to you in previous times, but that can't always be the excuse. Because then there's no growth. What's being asked for us to do now is to go back and make amends and fix everything that was broken. Matter of fact, we read this earlier, but we didn't finish it. Give me this right here, though, yeah. Yeah, read this right here. Started from here. Is the abundance of virtue.
Okay. Is the abundance of virtues.
We read this earlier, but I didn't finish it. Read.
We must at once conclude to be the genuine and legitimate predominance of good in comparison of all other bastard and falsely named powers.
So one of the greatest powers we can have is to possess virtues. Read on.
And to be the just and lawful superior of them all.
Go ahead.
But we must not be ignorant.
Read.
That repentance.
Stop. It says, but even though having virtue is one of the greatest powers that we could possess, it says we can't be ignorant to what?
That repentance.
It says we can't be ignorant that repentance, go ahead,
occupies the second place only. Next, after perfection.
It says, so if we can't perfect having these virtues, it says then the next thing that we should be trying to perfect is what? Repentance.
Wow, okay.
So if I'm in the process of not being the greatest at acquiring all these virtues, then I better be good at what?
Being repentant.
I should be changing. Changing should be the second most important thing that I should be focused on. So if I'm not so good at acquiring the virtues, then I should at least be putting my focus on change. Let me change all the things that I've done wrong or I'm doing wrong. So we got to make sure that we're not ignorant to repentance. So if it's made known to me the things that I need to fix, then let me go ahead and make those changes, is what he's saying. Because it's very important and critical that I make every adjustment and change that I make. If I've never had a mouth coach, I've never had anybody, a lot of us had parents, and those were the predominant mouth coaches. Somebody that oversees our speech. Or I had a parent that had a loose cannon for a mouth, or a sharp sword for a mouth. Then I got to make sure that, okay, let me get my correction from somewhere. Get that definition, Karai, of discipline. But I want you to give me the fourth definition of discipline.
Fourth definition of discipline. Khan. It says subjection to laws, rules, order, precepts, or regulations, as the troops are under.
No, give me it's the verb.
Oh, the verb, Khan. It's like, got it right here. Discipline, point number 4, verb. To execute the laws of the church on offenders.
It says, so if I didn't get it from my house, then I should get the laws and instruction from where?
Church.
From the church. So if I had a bad upbringing and they never showed me how to manage my mouth, now it's in the hands of who to fix me.
Church.
Now I got to get my discipline from the church.
God.
That's where we all getting our discipline from. We didn't all have the best households. Some of us did, some of us didn't. But the better examples, if they didn't come from home, then it got to come from where?
The church.
We all need a mouth coach. We all need somebody to oversee and govern what comes out of our mouth. And if you don't have it, it does dictate your altitude in life. It does dictate how far you will go in life and what people are willing to entrust you with based on your speech. Having discipline in the mouth is something that we should have been the focus as a child. Hey, watch who you're talking to. You're not talking to one of your friends. This is an elder. This is an adult. You know, you need to keep watch your mouth, because you're not talking to just your peers. You know, it used to be that you get a call from school, and if you talk crazy at school, you know, it don't matter what you said. The teacher say anything, the principal give you a call, you get whooped. You get whooped no matter what. Yeah. Because you believe the elders, the older ones. Nowadays, people going to school cussing the teacher out, cussing the principal out. And if, you know what they're passing down? You don't have to respect anybody of high authority. You don't got to respect them. No matter, you know why? If I feel like, you know what, I'm going to tell my mom, she's going to cuss you out. I'm going to come get my dad, he's going to cuss you out. Then that's their only recourse that they're being trained to do. You're not going to do nothing anyway. I already know what my mom's going to do. My mom's going to look at my side. My dad's going to, they're going to see it from my way. But they were supposed to have been government. They were supposed to have been laws instituted from a child. Give me that next definition of, that last definition of discipline.
Right. It says, to execute the laws of the church on offenders with a view to bring them to repentance.
It says with the view to bring them to what?
Repentance.
So if I haven't been trained right with my mouth, the objective that we have, being part of the church body, is to get people to do what? Repent. Let's work on fixing the way you talk to people. Let's work on fixing the way that you can't listen for too long, too well, too good. Let's work on that. Yes, sir.
Because, you know, back then, it was a lot of more instruction than teaching.
Yeah.
They would just say, do this, but it wasn't proper.
It was something that they were trying to get you to see.
Yeah, but they didn't teach you how to probably do it.
Well, or they didn't explain good enough. Yeah. Or they didn't understand it themselves too well. A lot of times, when you're dealing with parents are tired. They're fatigued. They've been working all day. They want some sleep. They don't always have the mind frame or desire to want to sit there and explain something to you in full. They want to get to the point and whoop you if you don't get it. Because they're tired, bro. Parents be tired. They worked all day. You think they want to sit down, and it takes a lot more patience to want to sit down and I got 5 kids and I gotta explain this to each and every one. If I told you not to do it, I'm just gonna whoop all y'all.
Yeah.
What's the point? If one of you get out of line, I'm just whooping everybody. You know what that's gonna make you do? Police yourself. That's gonna make the other brothers and sisters say, "Listen, we don't want. Yeah, you better fix this.
Yeah.
Because we don't all want to get whooped because of what you're doing." So parents whooped on a whole scale, on everybody in the house scale. It wasn't that they had the time to sit back and narrate to you why that's a bad idea. Now some parents do it, and if they can, that's good, and give you the full breakdown of what it means to be out of order. And then tell you what it means to be out of order. Then sit back and give you the full breakdown and tell you what it means to be out of order. And then tell the other kid what it means to be out of order. They didn't have the time to do all that. Dinner had to be made, clothes had to be washed, dishes, homework had to be turned in and signed. It wasn't time for all that. It was just, I'm going to just tell everybody don't do it and whoop everybody so everybody understand. We're going to get group disciplines. But that nobody really sat back and explained it to us. That's why in the church, if you didn't get it as a child, that's why the church now has to come back and institute what it means to have a mouth coach or a discipline of the mouth. Now that's our job now. That's why we be going at brothers and sisters all the time. That's what the more you come to class, the more you understand that we don't really have a lot of fear telling you where you're off at in the speech or whether you're right at in speech. Because if you didn't get it in your youth, you got to get it sometime. But the objective is for you to get it Hopefully, in the events that you change, that you repent. That's our desire, is that people change. But the problem is people come into this truth with broken mouths, broken tongues, tongues that only inflict pain and harm. They don't know how to build up. They only know how to do people dirty, crush people's soul. They don't know how to lift anybody up.
And keep constant discord around.
Right. So our job is to now try to come and repair, using the word of the Most High, everything that people missed out on or didn't have, or that was dysfunctional in their upbringing. Back to the scripture. Ecclesiastes 23:7.
Ecclesiastes 23:7.
Cuss.
Ecclesiastes, excuse me. In the Apocrypha 23:7. Hear, O ye children, the discipline of the mouth.
Now we understand what that means. Man, there was supposed to have been a whole set of instructions and caretakers and governors overseeing every word that comes out of our mouth. Sometimes our parents would come out of single parent houses with parent working 2 jobs. There wasn't nobody there. Music taught us how to run game. We knew more lyrics than we knew more verses. We knew rap lyrics. We knew songs. Hood jingles.
That's facts. It's facts.
We knew more of those than we knew verses of the Bible. And we expect that to teach us and educate us on speech. Now, if you got that kind of mouth that you learn from hood jingles, and you expect to apply that in your marriage or your job, it ain't gonna work. Folk don't play that. You can tell your boss, folk don't play that. Folk don't play that. Like, what? First, your boss gonna say, "Sir, I think you need a day off." Folk don't play that. Like, folk don't play. Listen, bro. Take the rest of the day off, and we'll talk about your employment tomorrow. We'll see what you say tomorrow. What the hell you talking about? You gonna bring street lingo to a job and expect them to adapt to you? When you never had anybody police your mouth, then you've been restricted. Your ceiling, you have a ceiling now of how high you're gonna go in that job, in that position, because you never learned how to talk. You never learned how to use words and understood the impact and power behind them. So now you're limiting yourself in what you're capable of doing. We're gonna prove it. Read on.
Con, he that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips.
It says, and if you learn how to keep your mouth and control it, you'll never be taken in your lips. Read on.
The sinner shall be left in his foolishness.
Go ahead.
Both the evil speaker and the proud shall fall thereby.
Shall what?
Shall fall thereby.
So what's going to cause me to fail in life?
Just a simple evil speaking
Pride.
and being prideful. It's both.
It's both.
They're bad combos. It's like smoking and drinking.
Yep. Bad combo.
It's a bad combination. I'm drunk and I'm high. What are you doing?
You ain't going far. That's what you're doing. You're not doing much. You're not doing much. You're not
drinking and driving.
Yeah. You're not going far in life, but you're proud and you don't have management over your tongue.
Wow.
And you speak evil out your mouth. Wow. And you're proud. This will be the reason why you don't go far in life.
Wow.
This is why people's lives don't excel as much as they possibly could. Never had mouth training, and then they're too proud to be trained. They're too proud to be governed. Too proud to be corrected. Not realizing that that mouth coaching was critical to your ascension in life. To how far you going, how far you're propelling yourself in life, and what you're going to be given or entrusted with by people over you. When they see that, oh, you're disrespectful. You think you wonder why you've never been asked to be. I was in Zaxby's, the new one they just built down the street. I don't know if y'all been to that Zaxby's. Y'all been to that Zaxby's? Anybody been to that Zaxby's down the street?
Go to Burger Boy when we go that way.
Well, you go to Zaxby's and you will hear the manager cuss out all the employees. Don't drop no damn chicken until somebody pull up and order it at the drive-thru. I want no chicken drop. But using cuss words.
The chicken general.
No chicken is getting dropped unless somebody places an order. Ain't dropping nothing. She say ain't nothing being dropped. No toast, no chicken, no nut. And they're just but using cuss words. And I'm like, man, like the employees are giggling and laughing and running away from the lady. Even the customers are like cringing. Like, damn, I feel sorry for these employees. I feel bad that they gotta suffer themselves to be under a manager that's just throwing profanities out and cussing because somebody dropped chicken and it was, one too many pieces sitting out and we don't want no waste. But did you have to convey it that way? That's a brand new location. That place just opened up. But somebody is gonna take notice of this.
He'll be on Google going crazy.
They're gonna be going. I'm like, man, they're gonna feel sorry. You feel sorry for the people that has to work there. That the working environment is toxic.
Yeah.
Don't you got to make sure that you can't make no mistakes. You're gonna get cussed out in front of the whole. She's not cussing just in the kitchen. She's cussing where the whole restaurant can hear. It's no different than a house where the kids have to endure that type of language, and you cringe because the kids have to suffer. The kids got to suffer. And you really can't tell parents how much damage that they're doing to their children. You really can't tell them. The parents are, you mean to mind your damn business. These are my goddamn kids. You can't really offer any advice, or you can't really offer any instruction because it's taken the wrong way. Because the pride is in the way. Who you think you're talking to? Mind your damn business. Man, you almost feel sorry for kids that get belittled and ripped to shreds by their parents. No different than you go to that Zaxby's around 8:30 that night, and you hear every employee finds the furthest booth when they take a break away from the kitchen as possible. They go to the corners of the restaurant, try to get away from that lady. That lady is toxic. I don't know who she is, but
she becomes famous.
But the point is,
infamous.
The point is, who trained you? How were you trained? You were supposed to be getting trained from youth. It says, "Hear ye children, the discipline of the mouth." I've been ungoverned, and I'm 25 years old, and I'm ungoverned. And I wonder why people don't really humor me and suffer me too much. Or I'm 30 years old, and I run people off. Read on. He said what? The sinner what?
Verse 8, 23 and 8. The sinner shall be left in his foolishness.
Read.
Both the evil speaker and the proud shall fall thereby.
Little do we know, not knowing how to utilize my tongue properly, say the right things, listen to people, dialogue, communicate, is the reason why we'll fall. We underestimate it. But where does it come from? Read on.
Verse 9. Accustom not.
Stop. Get that definition, Kariah. Accustom. It says accustom not. Get that definition of custom.
Accustom. Accustom. 1828. What's the dictionary? It says to make familiar by use.
It says, how did you get this tongue? It says to make familiar by what?
By use.
It's going to be even more clear. Read on.
To form a habit.
Stop. How did you get this way of speaking?
To form a habit.
Who told you that this way of speaking to people was correct? Say it again. You formed it. So a lot of times now we got 25, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old people that now we have to demonstrate how the way that your tongue was formed and how you use it was wrong. The question is, do you have enough humility to change it?
Yeah.
Do you have enough humility to repent? Or did we catch it at an early enough stage where it doesn't dictate your future and how far you go in life Because nobody showed you how to use your tongue right. You never let anybody police your mouth. But because you formed it, it was allowed to be fashioned. That's why all that ill speaking was a learned behavior. And somebody let it form and get fashioned this way until it's out of control. It was done by habitual practice. Definition again?
Accustomed. It says to make familiar by use, to form a habit by practice.
It says you was practicing impudent speech. You were practicing just cutting people off, not listening to people all the way. You practiced this behavior.
Being beastly in speech.
Being beastly out of order. Not really listening to people. That was a practice learned behavior. Somebody got to undo what you've trained yourself to do in your mouth. Do you have the humility and do you have enough repentance in you to recognize that the way I speak now was instituted since I was a child? And there's some things wrong about it. How I interact with people, there's something wrong about it. How I make people feel with my words, there's something wrong about it. Do you have enough humility to admit it? Give me Ecclesiastes 23:15.
Verse 15. The man that is accustomed to opprobrious words
Go ahead.
will never be reformed.
It says, so you got to be careful. Because if you develop a habit of not listening, being rude and undisciplined, untrained in your speech, you can form a habit that's so hard that it can't be broken. You got to be careful that you don't form habits so strong that it's unchanging. Bad speech is one of them. Negative speaking is one of those things that you can train yourself to do. Using the wrong words, wrong context, damaging, careless, just letting whatever you want to come out of your mouth with no thought, no governance. You got to be careful, because eventually, you can get stuck like that.
No, they say that with the facial appearance. Say they have angry faces or whatever kind of facial expression they have. They say that their faces become like that for long periods of time, and people in the CIA can read people based on certain wrinkles they have in their face, because they know they're consistently making that face.
Yeah,
they use it in negotiations. They use it in I don't know
interrogation.
They use it in interrogations. They look at all the wrinkles in the face. This person's always angry. You know how to press that button with that person. The person's always confused. Press that button with that person.
You know what they're dealing with. Yes, sir.
I was thinking that it's good when you may not know the right way, or you may not know what your mistake is, then you have people to show it to you. It's like at the end of somebody showing you that you're using your mouth the wrong way. There's also that verse that says it calls for a hit to the mouth,
It said, a man's mouth calling for strokes.
Yeah, if you're taught the right way or you don't know the right way, it's better to be able to fix your mouth by somebody that shows it rather than to receive the end.
Right, but the correction got to come some way. The discipline, it should have been since youth. The problem is we're not dealing with adults that got it since youth. We're dealing with teenage, 20, 30, 40, 50 years old that been using their mouth however they want with no real training, spiritual training at that, and governance. And now they got to have enough humility to say, man, if I look at my relationships, if I look at my friendships, if I look at how I talk to people, if I look at the compatibility of how people, are built up from my words, am I motivating people and inciting people and inspiring people with my words? What we think is, what we like to give ourselves credit for is that, if I sing good enough, they'll see me as a good person. If I rap well, if I put these words in poetry, they'll like me. If I can, if I get enough money, they'll like me. We don't know how to win people. We use false narratives to actually socialize. If I dress a certain way, they'll look at me a certain way. None of that really matters. It all comes down to how you talk to people.
So it really is our relationships are a reflection of our discipline and our conversation.
Kind. The training that we
didn't get, or did
or didn't get. Ecclesiastes, chapter 26, verse 16. We almost finished. So we understand that some habits that if you accustom yourself to, which means to do what, Kariah?
Accustomed. It says
to make familiar.
To make familiar by use.
So if you keep using words that are harsh, that are disrespectful, that are calloused, that are rude, out of place, if you keep doing it, you're accustoming yourself to this. You're forming a habit of it. You just don't realize it. How often have you said something to where you don't even think about the damage that what you say does to somebody? Because you're just so used to saying it. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't really monitor or care what I said and think it was going to hurt somebody so bad or somebody's going to have a negative reaction. Accustomed by use, or what else?
It says to make familiar by use, to form a habit by practice.
And if you keep using words that are ill in nature, it says some will never be reformed. Some habits are so hard to break, they become unbreakable. But you suffer because your words dictate your future and the ability to know how to use them. Now back to Ecclesiastes 26.
What verse again? Sorry.
15.
15, Con. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind.
Her what?
Her continent mind cannot be valued.
It says her continent mind cannot be valued. When you got a woman that has discretion, that has self-restraint, especially in her speech, this woman is priceless. Timing, the nature, the content of the word selection, when to say something, when not to say something, how to use their mouth right, how to build somebody up spiritually. It said when you got a woman that can do that, man, that's priceless, bro. You can't put a price on that. It says her continent mind cannot be what?
Cannot be valued.
It says cannot be valued. One more thing. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This is it. Read this right here. Follow page 600, line 65.
Yeah. Again, seduction.
Now, most women use their mouth for what?
Seduction.
Most women, they know how to do what? They know how to seduce. Learning how to seduce somebody is not using your mouth right. Because some people only learn how to seduce because they can get something from it. Because the aim is to acquire. So I know how to use my words correctly to seduce somebody, to get them to do what I want them to do. But that's not the proper way to use your mouth. It's for seduction. Seduction is not the appropriate way to use your mouth. It's manipulation behind it. Read on.
Again, seduction is an offense which is similar and nearly related to adultery.
It says seduction is closely related to what?
Adultery.
Adultery. So it's showing you how it's not appropriate to use seductive language. Even that language is wrong. It's damn near you get so in the habit of saying things that's seductive, little innuendos. You're damn near you're flirting with adultery. That's inappropriate. Read on.
Con. Verse 16.
No. Philo.
Philo. As they are both sprung from one common mother.
It says they have a common mother. Adultery and seduction have a common mother.
Wow.
What is the common mother?
Incontinence.
It says it comes from incontinence. What is incontinence?
Incontinence. It says It says want of restraint.
It says lack of what?
Want of restraint.
You don't know how to restrain yourself. See, people say what come to mind. They see somebody walk by. What are you saying that for? You can't restrain your mind. You can't keep it in your. You can't keep it. Boy, I tell you. I tell you. You know what somebody's doing? They have no self-restraint. A valuable woman in the eyes of the Most High don't allow themselves to be careless to where and cautionless, where they let whatever their thoughts are come out their mouth. They have restraint. They're not incontinent. They have a continent mind, meaning they can. Or if I'm angry, I don't give a damn how you feel. I'm just gonna say what I want to say. See, the value isn't being able to control that mind or control that tongue. A lot of us don't have that capability. And some of us flirt seductively with adultery, but that's not a good sign. That's a sign that, you know what, I don't have control over this. It comes out of my mouth because I don't have control over my mind. That's a bad sign of what's going on in the mind. Because what comes out the mouth come out the what?
Heart.
Come out the heart. Comes out the mind. So, last verse. Finish this for now. Ecclesiastes 26 and 16.
God 26 and 16. As the sun, when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house.
What does that mean? What does that mean? As the sun, he says, as the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven. So when the sun comes up and it gives its power on a daily basis, he says it's equivalent to a good woman how she orders her house. What elements is metaphorically she provides, like the sun?
Energy and power.
Energy and power. But what gives people energy and power?
My soul.
My mind.
Words. Bring up people's spirits.
Yes. Go to Lamentations chapter 3, verse 22. What words give people energy and power?
Lamentations chapter 3 and verse 22. It is of the Most High's mercies.
It said, it is of the Most High mercies. Read on.
That we are not consumed.
Read.
Because his compassions fail not.
It says the Most High's mercy and compassion do what?
Fail not.
How is the Most High's compassion and mercy metaphorically explained? Read on.
They are new every morning.
It said they're what?
They are new every morning.
Just like the what? Just like the sun. Just like the sun is new every morning. Guess what this woman has every morning and what she's able to give? Compassion and mercy.
Wow.
And this is what restores her household. Just like the sun comes up every morning and feeds and nurtures the earth and gives energy to the earth, compassion and mercy does the same thing in the household. It refreshes the household daily. It strengthens the household daily. And that compassion and mercy is coming out of her what? Her mouth. Yes, sir.
One more thing that refreshes the house.
What you got?
Right here, the last verse. It says, great is thy faithfulness.
Right.
So that woman's faithfulness too.
Yeah.
That's what refreshes the house.
Well, what makes her faithful? Her ability to be compassionate.
Every day.
Every day.
Faithful means
You need
consistent. Faithful means dependable.
You got to do that.
Trustworthy, yeah.
This person, like the sun's consistently, hopefully come up tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
If it don't, we're in trouble.
We in trouble.
Yeah.
If this spirit is not kind and compassionate and merciful,
That
who's in
relation,
trouble?
that house in trouble.
But it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Wow. Any questions? We're gonna go ahead and end it with that, but we're gonna switch speeds next Wednesday to certain things that are I think we need to focus on that allows a woman to do this or a man to do this. But we'll switch speeds next Wednesday. All right, we'll see you on Friday. Shalom, everybody. The water for watching online,
Shalom.
and the water for everybody in the classroom. All right. All right. Shalom.
It was a great class.